We received some horrible and sad news today about an American in Paris, our man in Paris, in fact. Christopher Dickey was a friend of ours. He was a frequent guest of ours here, often from his perch high above the Champs-Élysées with the Arc de Triomphe in the background. Always live, which meant getting up insanely early just to talk with us and our audience was always richer for the experience and his knowledge. Chris Dickey was the real deal, you see, a journalist in full. One of those great and curious storytellers who seemed to know just about everything and everyone. He covered, by my count, every war there was over the last couple of decades, from Central America to Africa and the Balkans to the Persian Gulf. He started at the Washington Post, later was Paris editor at, as we now call it, the old Newsweek. He cared way more about journalism than Newsweek's owners, and after its third sale, he became world news editor at the Daily Beast, mentoring a ton of writers along the way. He was a clear-eyed patriot. As he saw it, love of country meant holding us to account, all of us. And we found him in a melancholy mood when he last appeared here back in May, watching the news from home in his Paris apartment, which that day included armed pro-Trump protesters storming the Michigan State House.
Well, I think images like that crystallize exactly what Europeans think about the worst of America, the worst craziness of America, the white supremacy, the guns, all of that. But we're talking about a relatively small number of people there. The bigger problem is that the United States has essentially abdicated leadership at the moment of the greatest global crisis in living memory. And that is a real problem. This is a kind of situation where you would have expected the U.S. to take the lead, to be out in front, to be doing things better than anybody else. Even a few months ago, pandemic studies showed that the U.S. was the best prepared country in the world. But in fact, we've shown no leadership in the United States. It's a disastrous situation. We are leading the world in deaths from this disease, and we'll have tens of thousands more before this is over.
That was from May 1st, and sadly, for the record, sadly for all of us, he was right. Christopher Dickey was the son of the legendary Southern writer James Dickey, former poet laureate of the United States. James Dickey wrote the novel Deliverance. He had a bit part as the sheriff in the movie. When the photo was taken with his incredibly cool son, Chris, on the right, looking for all the world like period Bob Dylan, Chris wrote a great book called Summer of Deliverance about that summer with his very complicated father, one of 7 books that Chris Dickey authored. He had the best words. He also took and posted a ton of photos, like the sidewalk at 30 Rock, where there were still people there last fall before an appearance on the air with us, and the sidewalk in Paris, posted just hours before he died. Our friend, the talented Mr. Dickey, was 68 years old when he died of heart failure in Paris. We want to express our condolences to his family. We urge all of you to read what he wrote and left behind for all of us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.